Okay. Heaven, earth, and humanity. Heaven, earth, and humanity are basic elements that constitute phenomena and the meaning of life. As the saying goes, heaven, earth, and humanity each has its own laws. As such, each should be a cause and condition unto the other and be codependent. According to the old Chinese saying, we are dependent on heaven for subsistence. In truth, however, we depend not only on heaven, but also on earth to provide us with resources as well. Aside from heaven and earth, all aspects of our lives are also dependent on people of all trades and professions. For example, the clothes we wear are dependent on the workers who weave the fabric. The food we eat is dependent on the farmers who plant and cultivate crops. Our survival and all of our daily necessities are dependent on the labor of others. It is because of mutual causes and conditions between heaven, earth, and humanity that we can exist in this world. Uh, who else can read? Darrell, can you?
Yes po. It is said It is said that heaven is light and pure energy that has floated upwards, and earth is heavy and turbid energy that has coagulated downwards. Heaven, earth, and humanity are the entirety of nature. Heaven is not created by anyone, nor does it belong to any particular person. We consider the air that slowly flows upwards as heaven. It belongs to nature. No matter heaven or air, we are reliant on them to continue our lives. Without heaven or air, life could not exist.
Okay, can you call someone else?
Mm,
I'll do it, Erwin.
Sige, Ube.
The earth is worthy of our
Ruwan?
well, he
Okay.
called one. Okay. So,
Ruan will be
Ikaw na. Ikaw
Ube
na, ate.
first.
Ate Obe, ikaw na, ikaw na.
yeah, and then after me, you, ha?
Sige.
Okay. The earth is worthy of our respect. As mentioned in Buddhist sutras, there once was a bodhisattva named Syamaka, who dared not step forcefully for fear of hurting the earth and dared not litter on the ground for fear of polluting the earth. In modern terms, this is akin to environmental preservation. This is why we should respect heaven and protect earth, as they are interconnected with our life and survival. Within heaven, earth, and humanity, Buddhism is considered to be part of earth. The earth's sentient beings all possess Buddha nature. It is the earth that nourishes all things. It is the earth which carries us and
Ate, nawala ka na.
Nawala ang sound. Nourishes things. It is the earth which carries us and contains inexhaustible treasures. The earth provides living beings with a space for activity and survival. Okay, Ruan.
In addition to the planet Earth that we live on, there are many other lands that exist within the universe. Each of the planets are also inhabited by different forms of life, as can be seen by the Buddhist conception of trichiliocosm. However, though heaven and earth may be vast, the human heart is even bigger. This is why the sutras describe the mind as embracing the vast emptiness and being as boundless as the myriad worlds. What exactly is humanity? According to Confucianism, when two horizontal strokes are added to the Chinese character human, it becomes the character benevolence. It signifies that harmony and mutual respect should be present between two people. It is only with kindness, benevolence, and righteousness, can a person be considered humane? Moreover, the Confucian teachings such as 4 moral standards and 8 virtues, and the 3 fundamental bonds and 5 constant virtues are all teachings on human conduct. These have served as the moral guideline of Chinese politics and society since ancient times. Next. Oh, sige, ako pa rin po ba?
I can call
What?
someone.
Okay, sino ba yan nandito sa kasama natin tonight? Sir Kenny, pwede po ba kayo? Can you... Gershon?
Okay. Just good evening, everyone. So, once in the Ming Dynasty, the Neo-Confucian scholar Wang Yangming brought his students out on a field trip where they witnessed an argument between 2 women. One of the women shouted, "Good heavens, you are unreasonable." The other yelled, "You have no conscience." When Wang heard this, he called to his students and quickly come and listen to the lesson that these women are teaching. "Teacher, they are hurling insult at each other," replied his students. "How can they be teaching a lesson?" "Look," said Wang. "One spoke about reason and the other is conscience. Is this not a lesson?" "Indeed, they are truly teaching a lesson," the students replied. Wang continued, "If we were to demand others to be reasonable and to have conscience, and arguments and conflicts will certainly ensue. If we were to demand on ourselves, then the human character is perfected." Can I call someone else? Can we, Sir Jose Mateo?
Okay. Therefore, a wholesome person strives to be reasonable and conscientious. Heaven, earth, and humanity are natural laws. As long as these laws are followed, everything in the world will work out smoothly, and there would be no need to restrict people through legislation, economy, politics, or other forms of power. In recent years, several major natural disasters have occurred around the world. Is it not because heaven has no pity on us or does not protect us? Rather, we should ask ourselves, are our actions in accordance with the heavenly laws? Are our actions reasonable and conscientious? In the past, when someone encountered misfortune, it was said they were receiving heavenly retribution. It means that when one does not respect the natural laws, even heaven will reprimand us and cause calamities as punishment.
Can call someone else.
Shall I continue? Okay, may I ask Marilyn Ranyola? Are you there? Or
Hello, good
Juan?
evening.
Okay.
Okay, fourth,
No, the
the
earth
earth
goes.
goes, okay, the earth goes through the process of formation, abiding, deterioration, and extinction. The seasons change from spring, summer, autumn to winter. People experience old age, sickness, death, and rebirth. These are very natural phenomena. The power of nature is boundless and cannot be defined. Should one go against natural law, Negative consequences will need to be endured over time. Such is all natural law. People often fail to connect their hearts with heaven, earth, and humanity. Take humanity as an example. When two people are together, conflict arises when there is mutual disapproval, disagreement, and discord. This is why there is disharmony between people. In particular, this can be seen in several marital relationships or estranged familial relationship. Why is human connection so fragile? It is because opposition arises when one's inner world fails to exist in harmony with the external. As we live between heaven and earth, we must integrate heaven, earth, and humanity into our hearts. For example, let us treat others magnanimously, just heaven embraces the vast emptiness. Let us resolve world issues honestly and sincerity, just as the earth sustains all existence. Naturally, the relationship between heaven, earth, and humanity will be harmonious and amicable. Heaven, earth, and humanity are all parts of the inner world and are closely connected to us. By expanding the meanings of our lives, we can naturally stand with our head supporting the heavens and feet firmly on the earth. As there is nothing that can be embraced or tolerated, we can build on the past and pave a way for the future to treat others with benevolence and loving kindness. The spirit of heaven, earth, and humanity is a teacher by which we should learn and practice from.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you for reading, huh? And I think as we read, we get to see how the Venerable Master Xing Yun would want us to expand our worldview or our relationships with people and space or environment, and how we could be connected for maybe for reasons. And this is the reasons by the end towards the reading through the reading that we should be able to build a certain worldview. So I like to split these articles up into 4 parts. The first part would be, as the title would have suggested, heaven. Second part, the earth. Third part, humanity. And the fourth part, how this the above 3 can help us to nurture our spirituality or our religious practice. And I think this is also how Venerable Master Xing Yun has laid the article up for us. You would be able to see in the first 3 paragraphs that is relevant to our for our understanding on earth. On heaven. Then the second 2, the next 2 paragraphs would be on earth. Then he went on to explain on next 4. Then he went on to explain how human and humanity, or how humans can help to enrich humanity or develop humanity, and what are the purpose of this development that we like to see, or what kind, maybe what kind, what type and what kind of humanity that we want to have in the human world. The story is strong. The story is strong because it emphasizes on 2 notes, and it is in these stories that we begins to bring out how the Buddhist, how humanistic Buddhism could help us nurture through the understanding on heaven, earth, and humanity to grow our spiritual faith. So the first part on heaven. May I? Because it's a 1, 2, 3 paragraph. What do you know? I open it up. What do you know about heaven, or what does a heaven would means to you, or the words heaven would means to you? One is based on maybe what you would have known through English vocabulary, or what you would have known through, because heaven is a common word in Catholic religion, that you would know about heaven from our upbringing. Then what did you see that this heaven would mean in Buddhist perspective, or from this reading? I opened it up. Anyone wants to talk about heaven?
Shafu Yang Ube here.
Hi.
Heaven has in the past, heaven for me would be coming from a Catholic background. Heaven for me, I was taught, was a place where you go when you die, and you only reach it when you are very good here and you get to be with God. So at that time, I was so scared because, when you're alive, you do many things and you can make mistakes, and every little thing you would doubt yourself if you are really going to, be worthy of entering the pearly gates, and be with God. So that was one reason why I was kind of scared of death, because I wasn't sure, where heaven really is. Now, learning Dharma, I've learned that heaven, I equate it to Pure Land. And learning that when our mind is pure, then our land is pure, then heaven is reachable. So it's not, I don't have to be dead to experience heaven. That's where I am now in my understanding of what heaven is. So even when we are here, physically still here, that heaven is not necessarily going to involve death.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice way, and that's already a new note, if I would say, from what we would have known, and now you actually that's actually I would say is very humanistic, right? Because you believe that this human world can be a heaven.
Yes.
Or we are building a heaven on earth.
Yes.
This life or now, this time, doesn't have to wait until after.
Yes. Thank you, Shafu.
No, thank you. Anyone else? Maybe one more. Or maybe something that you say read from here, a note on dependings on heaven. No.
I think, Shafu, there is a need to also discuss about the statement or the old Chinese saying about we are dependent on heaven for subsistence. And because I think most of us who maybe are newbies or, not even learning Dharma yet, and that's where we rely that, there's nothing we can do. Somebody else will have to bless us for things to happen, which is somehow like this one. We are dependent on heaven for subsistence, but actually we learn that heaven is within our reach, within our, when we do something that makes heaven happen, it can be done. We don't have to wait for like another being, that is going to come and bless you. Thank you.
I want to say that was a very good note. And I think later on, there was another words that kind of help us to further what you just said, or further to understand what the line on depending on heaven. The words come after, depends on heaven or natural. I felt that depending on how much we know, or how the Buddha has explained it, or maybe Venerable Master Xing Yun has helped us to understand it, that when we depend on heaven, and how do we see dependence on heaven could be a part of being natural. Okay. So while we're on this, I want to put a second note on this line, on the old Chinese saying that I just came back from an Indian pilgrimage, and I learned, I have always known that the Hindu has a lot of god and goddess that they pray for, with, and on. Or deities. Then I heard the Hindu pray on almost everything. So they pray for the fire, they pray for the big trees, old trees, and they pray for the river, the storm, almost everything that they come across their view. Over times, then we get to understand well, mostly my understanding comes from Venerable Master Xing Yun teaching. So we get to understand that when we pray for things around us, for mainly asking for security and protection, that means life is being very difficult and suffer. So we would have already perhaps tried my very best to do everything, but nothing seems to change too fast or instant. So I pray for hopefully for a higher beings, or a greater powerful beings that I could change for now. Chinese on the same token, right? I have also come to understand we also have a lot of God. We have God for the moon. We have like God for the river, San Shen, Su Shen, for the trees, for the mountains, for the water as well, because my life or things around me naturally, and I rely upon their if not blessing, or maybe their forgiving, so that my everydays can go by better or easier. So say I pray for rain, I pray for thunder, I pray for less thunder, or maybe less rain if it's flooding, and more water if it's during the drought time. So our dependence on the heavens really also depends on our understanding, or how much we rely or be related to our environment as well in this sense. Okay, I wonder for now. So thank you all for thoughts, right, on heaven. I want now to further a little bit more that how Buddhists look, how from a Buddhist perspective, how do we understand heaven? Make a sharing. When we talk about heaven, there are actually two things. The same character, Tian and Tian Len. So one is referring to beings. That means in human or in Buddhist perspective, a form of life. They are different form of life that we would refer to as the 6 realms or the 6 samsara realms, plus 4 saint or super mandate realms or beings. That's for the beings part. And for the space parts or the place, one is for people, the left side is for people, then the right side is for the environment or space-wise. I haven't find the English notes on this. This is the diagram of heaven. This is Sumera mountains, or what the Buddhists based on the old ancient script. It is the world wheel of Buddhists. Okay. So let's look at on the left hand side, the heavenly beings. There are 8. There are 8 forms of heavenly beings, and usually we would recognize 2 as part of the 6 realms. So the Deva, Tianren, and the Asura, the first one and the 4th one. But really there are 8 types of heavenly beings. So the diagram below are, if you would call visualize. So we over time, right, Buddhist artists would visualize how a heavenly being would look. And this is how we would maybe paint it or have a sculpture for that at temple or in cave, grotto, many times, temples later on, around the stupa as well. So here, I want to mention there are the 8 heavenly beings. And while we are on this, I also want to share with you in the Philippines or in Forwangsan, on the 9th days of Chinese New Year, that we make offerings to heavenly beings, and that's called celestial food offerings. At in the morning, like early morning. That's why this ceremony is always held around midnight, or to run through the night and into the morning, because heavenly beings there to eat their food, to have food during in the morning, and Bodhisattva have their food during noon hour. That's why our food offerings at the temple will always be held at 11, so into the lunch hour. And for in the evening, so we make food offerings for the suffering realms. So that's how the temple take care of all forms of beings in different realms. So coming back, now that we talk about the being, or you have a kind of ideas of the 8 forms of being, here on the other side, the heaven. When we say heaven in the Buddhist perspective, it actually means usually we would say 20 heavens, but it really identified as the 28 heavens, 28 levels of heaven, or 28 heavens that we have. And each heavens are different in longevities. That means the merit. How do we see that? Say, for example, on Earth. On Earth, we have about 200 different nations. And each nations have their own people or populations. And that's exactly how we would see the 28 heavens. So in each nations, the life expectancy, say in developed country versus developing or underdeveloped country, would be different. And so same thing in the 28 heavens, the one that would be that would characterize the heaven, the beings living in a certain heaven is by their longevities, their life expansions. On Earth, we talk about 100 years, but in heavens, we talk about thousands of years old. That's why there's a time difference or a time zones jet lag, maybe heaven lag. If we would travel from human realm to the heaven realm, or versus if we would travel from the human realm, say, to the suffering or the hell realm. So that I just want to bring this up so that when we talk about heaven from a Buddhist viewpoint, this is the heaven and the heavenly beings that we refers to. Okay. Yeah. Mostly you would then see, right? So in this Sumera, Shimisan, in this Shimisan, human being is Nanzan Buzhou, living on the south side, and is characterized by our face, that the Nanzan Buzhou, or where human beings live, if you will see, is the base of the Sumera mountain. And as the mountain grow or at a higher latitude, then we are entering into the heaven realms or the heavenly space. So on top, if you see the temple, or if you see the building, that's where we say the kings of the heavens live. Also at the tips, the Sumera mountain, the tips, 四大天皇, where the four guidings or the four emperors of heaven would be there, guiding say the thunder, the rain, the clouds, the winds of this space. Okay. So that is the Buddhist perspective on heaven. I want then now we should be entering into mentioning the earth. I think we want to emphasize a little bit more on earth, especially after the pandemic or the post-pandemic period, because so for the next 4 paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the next paragraph is on planet Earth. I want to stress that during the pandemic, Venerable Master Xing Yun has found the I Pure Land Foundations. There are 3 main projects the I Pure Land Foundations run. One is Veggie Plan A, that we have been promoting vegetarians and calling for pledge to endorse people to take up vegetarians either once a day, once a week, once a year, at a minimum, in order to save the earth, or really to protect the earth by saving on carbon output and tree cutting, so that we are not cutting tree for farming, and saving water, because then we do not have to use water and food to raise livestock, but to feed humans. So these are the objective of Veggie Plan A, or the goal for sustainability of our earth. Then the I Pure Lands, also to save the earth, has launched Veggie Run around the world, also through the different temples around the world since 2021. And here in the Philippines, we raise every kilometer that we run, we raise BRIA would raise 1 kilogram of rice to be donated to charity. So we also run for charity purposes. Then the I Pure Land has a very specific project to plant tree, so that we are working on balancing the goal is to reach a carbon net zero. But the goal in planting tree is to calculate the area of tree plantings and reforestations, so that we can enrich or restore or reforest. I think the better term is reforesting, to reforest the biodiversity in a certain area with the local plant and the local species, to protect the living species. then on the pure IPO green for tree planting is also to grow tea tree. That means tree that can make the tree leaves or the tree barks can make it into tea, which is a higher value and a longer life, longer plant type of life, carinaceous plant, so that it has a higher economic value. So that's the tree planting for Earth. I know that many of us are being more aware. Here in the Philippines, I think we are still working very hard to try to do waste management and segregations or recycling. But it is. I would felt that this is governance and also a government policy that it need a whole environment, a whole society, and a whole nations to move forward with the waste management. But on our part, as an organization, so BLIA or Temple, as an organizations, I think we can do our part, and we can promote to raise awareness. And that's why the three projects become essential, one bit at a time or a small step at a time, to better our environment. And just now we mentioned, if Venerable Master Xing Yun would come back to be reborn on Earth, then the Earth has to be ready. That means humanistic Buddhism has to be ready. So same thing, if I say Miao Jing is going to be reborn again, I would want to have a nice Earth environment. So when I come back, the Earth is still livable and still the green and is still the comfortable for human beings. So I think that's part of our hard work or our effort to promote the three parks for Earth. Is also for our future. So that was the second part. I like to stress there are two bodhisattvas that was mentioned by Venerable Master Xing Yun in on the second page. So he said that the bodhisattva named Sammaka, dare not to step forcefully. And the same Sammaka. One Sammaka and the other one is Bodhisattva for diligence. Did he mention here? I thought I read it. So two Bodhisattva. One is to work very hard, diligence. One is to be careful not to fear or not to disturb the resource. So even a step should be light enough, and a breath or a voice should be light enough not to disturb the sleeping Mother Earth. So if you would then see that our Earth is like our mother, then we would want to take care of it even more, to care for it and to love it. So that was what I want to mention for the Earth part. Then later on, I think Confucius or Venerable Master Xing Yun has helped us to practice being humanistic or being like a human. So what we do, what we say, and how we think, we want to be human-like. That means we want to fulfill our characters or perfect. The Buddhists would use the perfect, our characteristic as a human, or to perfect our human characters. And that is to spread virtues of human being. Not just I myself like to be like that, but I also hope that I am a loving person that people wants to get around me. So I'm nurturing myself to better fit into the human world. So that is what the humanistic would mean, and it's stress. And I think it's a very important words now. we used to use the words, we use to emphasize on the words peace, world peace, peaceful relations between nations. And I think is more relevant and more important or significant now. Because it's easy to get into fighting, and it's easy to get into world conflict, and hence we want to bring back that human connections, park and the humans harmony goal again. And I want how would the Venerable Master Xing Yun would be nurturing or captivating humanistic, is really based on in this article, really based on Confucianism. So Confucius is the teachers for human. So then he was once the national minister, the minister or the prime minister for 7 countries at the same time. So if you are the prime minister for 7 countries at the same time, so this is, you are like a secretary of United Nations, when that you always want to work for harmony, peace, economic, and human development for all 7 countries or during the various time. So here I want to mention, I want to share this. In this paragraph, or on page, the last paragraph of page 2, Venerable Master Xing Yun has stressed that there are 4 aspects of 4 items. Sorry, there are 4 items in Confucianism, and that is really is the 3. I would say 2 aspects. One is the bonding or the fundamental. One is the fundamental idea. The other one is the core ideas. So first, we look at the fundamental bonds. When we talk about human in Confucianism, it just means the relationships between people, and that keep the social society well. That means in harmony again. So there are 3 relationships: are king and minister, or in today's today's term, we can use employer and employees. The second, sorry, it should be father and son, and the third is husband and wife. So you see how Confucius, being the the prime minister for 7 countries at the same time, that he would talk to the employer of these nations and wants them to maintain the orderly society by keeping these 3 types of relationships in harmony, or in a well-preserved way, if we would say. So he mentioned the 3 in this other aspect, right? How do we grow strong relationships or grow fundamental bond or strong bonds between these people to keep the society running smoothly? First, he mentioned the 5 constant virtues. This is how we do it. The second, other than the 5 constant virtues, we also use the 4 moral standards. And how else can we do it? By nurturing the 8 virtues. So these are the virtues that Confucius emphasized on to grow a society in peace, loving, and prosperities, to grow, to have prosperities and peace. So that's what he has. And I can send. I haven't got the time to look at the exact English translations of these virtues, but reading through it from my first, the direct translation is benevolence. That means relationships between friends or between the king and minister should be loyal. There should be a loyalty. There should be filial piety, benevolence, caring for each other or loving and trustful. Also being volunteerisms. Then we also have harmony and the justice. So all of this help to keep. And the four moral usually refers to my personal development, right? The personal personality that I should have a proper manner. I should treat my friends with loyalty, and I should be. I should be just. I should not be bright, and I should have shame. So that I learned to respect. All of this is helpful. In other or in today's time, I learned to respect others, and I learned to endure in order to grow virtues. I learned to be patient in order to grow virtues. I just don't do what I felt I want or my favorite to my personal benefit, but I always treat to take care of the feelings for the others. So that is how humanity was being based on from ancient Chinese time since Confucius teachings. Okay, so last I say that the spirituality. So based on these three things, that really means people and the universe. My viewpoint on people, my viewpoint on the earth, my space. So I want to bring this up, right? In Venerable Master Xing Yun has given us one story on what is important. Even though in the most unreasonable situations, you would find the reasonable, and you would have a consciousness, righteous consciousness, conscious to make the best, to be able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. And that's we want to make that part of my blood and part of, because it is a part of the natural law. So I want to grow, to merge myself, to immerse myself into this natural law and make it part of me. And it just comes so naturally from the heart that I care for myself, I care for others, and I care for all level of worlds. So my inner world and the outer world. So that was what Venerable Master Xing Yun wants to emphasize on this last part for the spiritual cultivations that we should have upon understanding where is heaven, and how do we should be living on earth and caring for each other. So this last slides, there is a general in Japan, and this is what he based on, the principle he based on to win the victory, to gain the victory. So he said, my troops is strong because I know what is wrong. I can differentiate what is wrong and what is right. But even if there is the right and the wrong, even though I know, but then there is always a reasons that can go beyond right and wrong. Sometimes there are situations that I just have to use reason. It's not about right and wrong on this other level of reasoning. And even if I have the best reason on earth, but I cannot go beyond the rules. The rules will still rule the situations. Yet when a powerful person come about, the power would speak for everyone. However, upon all of this, upon all different type of situations that I might have gone through, truth. Or if you read the Chinese, it say heaven. But it really means the truth. Because in their society, heaven is the truth. So the truth in Buddhist, the truth is the law of cause and effect, or this natural law of cause and effect. So nothing can go beyond karma. Even we have make the right decisions for a right reasons, under the right rules, or in the power of a certain rulers or leaders. Yet all of this, even though there might be situations, yet on earth, yet I know that karma would override everything. Even though I might, in cases that I might feel unjust, or I might feel unfair, but yet I know eventually karma will play it out for all of us evenly or fairly. So I want to end it here. And if you want to speak to your thoughts or anything else, you're welcome. Open up the floor.
Hello.
Yes, Anand.
Hi, this is Annette. I would like to say something to the Confucius thing, because especially to the three bonds, as far as I remember, the Sangang, it's not just a harmonious relationship, for example, between wife and husband, but it's a hierarchical relationship. So from Han Feizi, it's 七世 父是吧? Serves. The wife serves the husband, and the son serves the father. That's the original translation, right? And I'm just asking, does Buddhism, like humanistic Buddhism, and the Venerable Master Xing Yun also think it's hierarchical? The woman should be below the man, and the Chen, or whatever that is nowadays, the minister should be below, or like you said, like the boss of the company? Or should it be just, you know, like this, or one above the other?
I would say that there are many aspects of one sentence. Say, for example, in the Buddhist monastery, say in the governance of a temple or the temple administrations, or we always emphasize on seniority. That means, say, I would respect those who have renounced or learned Buddhism earlier than I do. But at the same time, I'm the abbess of the temple. So there are times that even though, say, for example, our superintendent, Jeling Fa Si, has renounced like 20 years earlier than I do. But under the administrative structure or framework, under the administrative decisions, that I'm still the boss. Yet, if it is related to, say, the Dharma service, the precepts, then she will always stand in front of me. Say during the Sangha offerings, she would always stand in front of me because of her seniority being renounced. So on the same token, I will not. I felt that when the hierarchy or the words the frameworks that were set up during the Confucius time, there might be these say men and women, but then that's perhaps one part of it. But the other part that Venerable Master Xing Yun would always remind us is the biological strength plus the duty and responsibility of a role. So it's not then if it then it's not so much the position. Do you call say husband and wife, or son and daughter, or the employer and employee? So say for example, again in the temple administrative, right? In temple administrative, then the traditionally all the Dharma service will be precised by male abbot. But Venerable Master Xing Yun in Fo Wang San, he has appointed female abbess to run the temple, and he even further appoint female head abbess to take care of a regional affair. And Venerable Master Xing Yun has also allowed or appoint assign the female abbess to preside over say Dharma service, which again is usually being done by the male monastic. So Venerable Master Xing Yun, I felt in humanistic, he has given us a very clear directions in humanistic Buddhism that each being or each person will have to play our role and our duty, our responsibility out to the fullness. We might be limited by our say physical strength, but not our if you would call spirituality or mental. Yeah.
Thank you. That's very interesting. And one more question, because I'm writing my thesis about this, so I'm very interested in that. And so I read that Venerable Master Xing Yun said the Guru Dhammas, the rules, the monastic rules for nuns especially, you know what I'm talking about, that you have to bow. For example, if a monk comes into your monastery, you have to bow to him no matter of seniority or not. And he said, we don't emphasize those. We kind of have frozen the Guru Dhammas, but he has not really abolished them. So I don't really understand why, if he did not kind of push the Guru Dhamma. So, you know, the difference between nuns and monks, the monastics, but they're still there in theory, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure a person would abnormish, that means taken away, but rules will usually be override, or maybe over times that there are new regulations, and so the old ones would be left behind. So the old ones, or the one not being inappropriate anymore, will only stay in that period of time. But in this new period of time, or say contemporary or now, then that rules just does not apply anymore. So I'm not sure if we would use the words punish, that means throw away, but we do not use it anymore at this period of time, especially in Fo Wang San.
So it's just practical, kind of, you don't talk
it's
about
just maybe fade away.
Exactly.
Or it stay in that historical time
Interesting.
and not being carried over.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Miss Malaline, you want to say something? from the state? Or you want to share with us your travel journal? You haven't unmute.
Okay. I haven't been attending Dharma. That's why I attended the online, because I've been missing the Dharma talk recently in the past 3 months. Although I attended a Dharma talk in New York before, but we haven't been to Orlando. I'll be back soon because I missed the temple already, and I missed the Dharma talk, and a lot of activities are being done already in the preparation of the Chinese New Year. I missed everything there, the Baliya in the Pasay chapter. But then I'll be back soon, and I wish to see you again soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Because here,
We'll be here.
yeah, because here I haven't been to temple that much, because it's around 1.5 hours from where I live right now. Okay.
I'm
So
okay.
that's it.
We have a few more minutes. I'm just going to call people like that are very far. I see a Singapore Zoom window with the 丽英师姐吗？
Before
Would you like to say something? Amitabha.
Yeah, I think on the Sangang, I would say that actually in the Chinese traditional society, Confucian is actually quite chauvinistic, because they believe in that you must be in total loyalty to the emperor, and for the father and son, the son has to be absolutely listening to the father, regardless of whether he is right or wrong. And for husband and wife, it would be the wife must be totally submissive to the husband. Should the husband pass away, then the mother would have to listen to the eldest son. So in this case, I would say it is used by Chinese traditional society to balance the power. However, it is quite unfair, and there is no equality. Whereas for humanistic Buddhism, I would think Master Venerable has really taught us that Buddha told us that everyone is equal, be it you are Buddha or you are any sentient beings. So this is what I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you. And maybe, well, most of us are from Cebu, but how about Attorney Cora? Pakulo, would you like to say something? Maybe not tonight. All right, shall I give it back to Yu Hui Fa or maybe Erwin Ji Si?
Master,
Yes, Attorney Cora.
yeah, the one that just before me from Singapore, about the relationship father and son, employer, husband and wife. Nowadays, we have that respect to each other. There's no more that the wife should be submissive to the husband. Not in all aspects. The wife has the right to live her own life, but not in a way where the husband has to abuse his rights over the wife. There is a mutual respect nowadays, mutual respect between husband and wife. Although the father has to be, but the father has to guide the son, mother has to guide the father, so that in a way, children should look up to their parents. There must be respect to their parents. That's how it is nowadays. Mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual understanding. That's all, Master.
Oh, that's very nice. So here, the attorney is speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Po, I like
Yes.
I like how you mentioned earlier that it seems like it's not always top bottom, it's sometimes it's side. So I guess in many of our relationship, it does shift. Sometimes there has to be some hierarchy, sometimes there has to be some balance. So the question now is, how do we know when we should be one or the other? So I guess again, learning from the Dharma helps us to see through things clearly, so that on different situation we will have a clear idea on what we should be doing, whether we should step aside or we should assert ourselves, all with wisdom. So I guess that's the reason why we're here learning the Dharma, so that we will be able to handle things better.
Or call it the evening.
Okay, so Venerable Yohui, do you have any last word?
Um, okay, for Lin Sijie, like you talk about the after the husband die and then the mother listen to the older stuff. I think there is the later on like Chinese rules, because to the Song Dynasty, the woman's status is getting lower and lower, and then the manpower is bigger, more powerful. So that is the time. But back to Confucius time, it's more like to get the balance. Is even though back that time it's still kind of man status a little bit higher than female, but the philosophy of Sangang is more like to get a balance, the harmony from the king to their or father to son, and the husband and wife, because everyone has different duty. You need to take care of your own responsibility. Yeah, so to get our society to be balanced. But for Master Xing to like talk about the traditional Chinese philosophy, is more like to relate to Buddhism, because harmony, and also we are Chinese Buddhism. So it's related to the humanist Buddhism, but with more like respect. And that is all Chinese philosophy. We still respect that, because to get our society in order, we don't have to talk about the rule, but if we further like respect the heaven, earth, and humanity, and then will be the kindness, compassionate, and to get an inter-harmony with us. Okay. Yeah. So anything else?
Unless there are more questions. If not, we will end the session.
Okay.
Okay, I'll share the screen for the dedication of merits.
Thank you.
Palms join, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Brembo Miaoqing and Brembo Yo Hui.
谢谢。Happy New Year
Happy New
and
Year,
wish a
everyone.
dragon be your lucky stars.
Okay, next week we will have Zhi Fa Shi to lead us.
Yay.
Yay! We'll see you.
Next
Bye.
week.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Miss Annette.
And
Chef
now,
Fu.
now
Chef
Jing,
Fu.
can I ask something?
Yeah.
As I said, are you in the Philippines?
Yes, in Manila.
Wow. And what's your function there? Because as I said, I'm in Taiwan, and I'm writing I'm at National Chengchi University in Taiwan. I'm writing my master's thesis about gender equality in Taiwanese Buddhism, basically in humanistic Buddhism. And I've been to Fogwangshan in Kaohsiung before, and I met Master Venerable Yo Lu there when
Yes.
we went
in
last year
Buddhism.
to when Buddha meets the gods.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I made a video about that. It was so cool. That was so nice there. And I would, if you have time, maybe it's not urgent. I'm doing this over the next half year, like maybe 4 or 5 months. Would you have time maybe for an interview, a short interview, Zoom interview for your experience about what you just said exactly? That would be so interesting.
Okay, we can.
Super.
Are you on? Are you my friend on
No.
Messenger?
So, and how do you
Any of our group?
Are you in the group, Messenger group?
I don't think I'm in the Messenger group, no.
Can you then type maybe your email on the chat room? Then I can just grab it.
That would be so nice. Well,
then how do you get on? How do you find about our reading group? Is this your first time?
I know a when we went to Fogwangshan, Kaohsiung last year, a very nice volunteer lady that took us around, she was in our line group and she put the link in the line group because she thought I might be interested.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And Yuli Fazi always come on these sections to talk about Dharma. I will introduce to you. So Yu Hui Fazi is actually the lead for this Dharma group every Wednesday. She's in Cebu. You might have already met her team, Sinologue from Cebu, the Centennial group. During when God meet Buddha, that's
yeah, interesting.
So she's leading them and guiding them. Then we have a Dharma brother Irving. Again, he is the core lead of our reading clubs and also our meditation sections and also our temple cultivations.
Wow, very nice. And you're all in the Philippines?
Yeah, we are all in the Philippines. Mostly Filipino.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I saw your I sent that's an email.
Yes, that's my email. That would be easiest, right? And then maybe we can contact each other online or something. But email is probably the safest for now. Super.
Okay.
Super. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Good luck with your study and Happy New Year.
You too.
Bye bye.
拜拜。
新年快乐. Oh, your Chinese is very good. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Hi. Thank you.
谢谢
师傅，
Thanks.
师傅。
Yes, 吴贝师姐.
Hi, can you please share in the Blia English Bible group the PPT on the heavenly beings and the heaven?
Oh yeah, I
And
can do
also
that. I will put some English name on it. I mean English words
It's
on
okay.
it.
I
So
will
that it's
ask.
easier.
I will ask my dad or my mom to like explain to me the Chinese ones.
And then
Wow, I
explain
know,
back to
right? Your
us,
mom is
huh?
the best.
Then you explain back to us, Ube.
And Shifu also the one on the virtues.
Yeah.
PPTs. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll see you. Happy New
See you.
Year.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
I like your cookies. I share it with others.
Oh,
Photos.
one?
I will share the photos of the cookies with others.
Which one did you like best, Sherfo?
I
Still
like the
Duen-
Korean. What
Ah.
did you say about the Korean beans cookie again?
It's fermented soybean, but no onion, no garlic. Because the original recipe used gochujang. But gochujang I cannot use because it has garlic and onion. So I checked which jang does not have onion or garlic, and it's this one, the brown one, the doenjang. Yeah.
Oh.
So I tried it
So it's
first.
not miso because it's soya bean, but it's not miso.
Yeah, no, not miso.
Oh, yeah. So Ube Sijie, right? She baked 3 batches of cookies. Come in like 3 different flavors. And very
it will
good,
not
very
take
good.
10 years again. Okay.
Yeah, now that I share with everyone, and then you are going to Cebu, maybe.
No, if I go to Cebu, I will ask Erwin to bring me food.
Oh, there. I know, right? Cebu has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me know when.
Sa
February.
Siddhartha lagi.
Yeah, after
February.
before Chinese New Year.
Are you going to be there, Erwin?
Come
Sa
earlier
Siddhartha?
because otherwise we'll be very busy with Siddhartha. You know?
It's okay. It's okay. I have friends there. My friends I'm gonna arrive earlier with mom and my auntie Angela. So my friends there, diba? Barkada there.
Okay.
So they will take care of us. And then I'll see you na lang in Suun.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
拜拜，
Bye-bye.
谢谢尤伟法
Bye-bye.
师，谢谢阿斌居士，晚安，晚安。
晚安。
晚安。